Hey guys, Lana Scott, welcome back to the tribe. So, every time something like this happens to me, I'm going to share it with y'all because I can't be the only one that suddenly puts pieces together and then knows where I'm going or knows what I'm being told. And I feel like just me and my channel alone are one of those special groups I'm always talking about, of where we share knowledge. If we're resonating along the same path, that's where we're going to grow and change and do something else, or just become whoever we're supposed to be, right? I did a reading this morning, or yesterday, that I opened, no, it was this morning, that I uploaded this morning. It was called The Glass Portal. And I was talking about what they were telling me about having like this framed view and only seeing one perspective, and accessibility, and it being able to see beyond that, right? So I had uploaded that message, and I went to the post office to go get, because guys, I ordered my newest decks from magic.com, and no offense against magic.com itself, it was the first time I ever ordered from them, but it took me almost 2 weeks to get my cards. When I order from Amazon, it takes me 4 to 6 days, business days, to get my stuff. It just comes in a lot sooner. Maybe because they had a sale going on, they were overloaded, whatever. But they're in Los Angeles. I don't even know where Amazon.com actually is, but it took forever to get, something that was in the state of California, right? But I finally got the cards, and one of the ones that the decks I ordered was the River deck, and the book to it is called "Following the River's Course" by Nick Bantock, and apparently he's he's old, my age group, and he's got books and art and all kind of stuff out. This is his second deck. He's got books. I mean, he's done all kind of art and all kind of stuff, right? So this River deck. Oh, where's my box at? Because I got all of them in today. But this was the main one that sparked me. I talk about that spark, right? The River. And I was scared. I thought at first that they were going to be this big. Guys, it's not. It's not. They're ones I can handle. Because I don't want cards that, like my Lighthouse deck, my Lightworkers deck is so big. It's just really hard to work with. So I only do it when they tell me to. Okay. But I had done that Glass Portal deck. Or done that Glass Portal reading, and it felt as I went along in the reading that there was a big message for me too. And I sometimes feel that way when I do my readings. Sometimes, even though they're for other people, I'll always pick up little pieces of insight of things in the reading that are also meant for me, because if I'm going through it, other people are going through it too. I cannot be the only one. So because I have that mindset, the angels and my ancestors and my crew, I'd rather just say my crew, they tell me, they say, this is meant for you too, but we want you to read it as it comes or whatever, and so that other people can see it, right? And see if it resonates for them, because there's certain people we want to make sure get those messages. So I had gotten this River deck, and it was the main one I got. I got like 4 decks all together, and they all have different reasons and purposes for why I chose them. But this one, this River deck, guys, as I started going through it and started reading the book that goes through, because I always like to have a background in my, at least that, because I'm not going to remember all of it anyway, especially at 61 years old, but I always want to read it, because then later as I'm doing it, my intuition opens up, and different things that I read that get stuck back in my memory that I'm not remembering on a conscious level comes forward, right? So I was seeing a correlation between the cards of the book, the cards and the what the book was telling me, and the Glass Portal. And I was making connections, and I was like, for some reason I was thinking about the a major epiphany that I had a while back, where it had something to do with sand, and it was talking about something she had been talking. I was talking about something she had been talking about that we both were seeing at the same time. So I realized it was really kind of weird, because as I was looking through this deck, all of a sudden I started getting all kind of images, and I hadn't even gone through the cards yet or anything. I was just starting to kind of check out what the deck was all about. And guys, when I open up my mind and my intuition and they start talking to me, I sometimes feel compelled to tell y'all because I feel like I'm now observing something for the first time that maybe other people are going to come across in their near future or their present, that they're going to also experience for the first time. And it might help you make sense of something you're seeing at the same time. So I just thought it was kind of weird because it feels like this deck, because of what what the guy is saying about it, it feels like this deck, and they kind of look like postcards. It makes me think of that movie Postcards from the Edge, which I never saw, but just postcards in general. And it looks like postcards, like something you would pick up and you would send something, because, well, it says post there. But there's a few other ones of them here, and it, like this one, it has a post stamp on it, right? So, and this is the one that made me choose this deck, actually, because it made me feel like, even though there's buildings in the back, it made me feel like opening up your perception, getting messages from beyond, being able to understand them, being taller than anything else, things going round and round, coming in, making sense to you, and it just, I felt like my mind got blown with this one particular card here. This is why I chose this deck. I don't know everything that this card is trying to tell me. And guys, over time, I noticed different things. For those of you that like San Tarot, as she's doing readings, sometimes she'll tell you, oh, I never noticed this about this card. I never noticed this, right? Because at different times, as you do the readings, different messages come through. So I'm feeling like this deck, like this one right here, oh my gosh, guys. It feels like something from the past, the present, the future, making sense in your mind, and you now stopping to go, and your mind is blown. This feels like my mind is blown thing, right? Where everything's coming through, you're going through a gate, you're having this sudden comprehension, and you're having to stop and go, whoa, let me put all these pieces together. It's huge. I can't even hardly comprehend all of it, right? Okay, so I've been getting those kind of messages this morning since I started looking at all these, and I haven't even opened up the Dante's deck yet. I'm like, okay, we're going to wait on that one. Because, guys, as you go into the future, as you expand, as you learn new things, you're also going to have major epiphanies to where maybe some of you that are more, what is that word, logical minded, you're going to go, okay, well, let me just look at this and just slow it down and look at it piece by piece. Others of us that go, oh, we're very more tactile. If I touch it, my world expands because I have to feel it and then understand it. Right? Everyone is different. So it's feeling like everything is like going whoosh. Okay? And my angels are going, yes, you're getting it right. Okay? So it's like major expansion. It's like different cards opening up because now the time is right. I've talked about divine timing, but not as much as I would like to. But this deck, the River, is making me feel like, it also makes me feel like, especially with this card right here, I also feel like somebody from my, that I've known from the past is guiding me. And because this deck is called the River, I mean, she's passed away now. And if my ex, one of my exes ever hears this message, which he probably won't, but I do know his present, she sometimes looks through my messages. So no offense to anyone, but his mother was one of my best friends at one time. I'm not going to say what her name was, but she had a dog she actually even named River. That right there is very telling. But I kind of feel like she's... Okay, you know how when you have things opening up and you might maybe feel, or you're suddenly reminded of a friend or a past memory with a relative, and you feel like someone has passed on, that is like standing by your side, right? Telling you, saying, hey, I'm here with you. And that also showed up in that card, in the elevator card. Anyway, it just feels like she's kind of like here. I'm not really like feeling her energy, but it feels like I'm picking up on things we shared from the past. And I've talked about that too. I don't even know if there's a name for that. Maybe Witch and Sith, or even Ice Cry with Steph can help me give me a definition of that, because we're all different. So I learn a lot from those two girls, let me tell you. And we all seem to have the similar energies. So does me and me and Sam. We all, those of us that are as we go into the future, and there's a lot of more people too are also opening up. Pluto into Aquarius, guys, when we get past, what is it, November, December, January, guys, I'm telling y'all, things are going to explode. And they're telling me the last 10 years of my life, I'm going to see so much of it, okay? And I'm going to be going, yeah, I know. I already knew that. I already knew that. I just hear me going, I already knew that. I already knew that. I already knew that. I already knew that, right? But this deck is just making me feel like something is really opening up. And I'm really wanting to go into the future and or be able to get more messages from the future about where we're going, who's meant to help change the world. And I feel like I'm at this luminous gate, how do you pronounce, I'm not even sure how you pronounce it, luminous gate period, where I'm right on the verge of, or the precipice of going into the future with all this new knowledge, or this new things changing, shifting. So maybe y'all are feeling that too. So I hope this makes sense. But it just feels like a portal opening up that I'm now going to have coming into between me and my reality. It's like another a door to another reality's opened up that's meant to help me grow, learn, and change, and help others on my path of my own destiny, going into the future. Okay, so guys, I figure I've got, and I know this, I'm not trying to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but I figure I've got, at least 10 more years of lucidity, maybe even more, right? Because I don't know what my timeline is. I don't know when I'm going to go, but I just feel like there's going to be so much more downloads, so much more information to share, to teach, to help y'all expand as well, because I cannot be the only one. And that's becoming like my mantra. I'm not the only one that's feeling this. I know I'm not out of 8 billion people, right? So whatever it is that this major epiphany is that I'm having, it's coming together. It's something I want to share. It's something that is meant to, when I can't find the words, they sometimes come in and help. It's meant to help other people make sense of the emotions, the pictures that they're getting. This deck's going to help. Okay. This deck's going to help. This man, Nick also talks about in this book about making sense between your conscious mind and your oversoul. And I've been talking a lot about that. So I've been guided to this deck from my own personal spirit guides, angels, my own crew. So, and it's meant to help those of you. Okay, so guys, as I'm sitting here, I'm getting messages. So, they're making me feel like that card I got the other day. What was that card I got the other day? In the Native Spirit deck of the sun coming up in all the trees, of being somebody that is, because of this, other people are also going to go, oh wow, that makes sense to me. And this is also helping me to understand my own blossoming, the own petals of my own lotus leaf opening up, my own understanding of how I see different realities, and more realities opening up, and understanding more of the universe. I see the planetary energy, all those things I see around me, here and above. They're showing me the world and the universe, or stars and planets, and just expansion, major expansion. That card I got the other day. So guys, this is just, I hope this made sense. It's just opening me up in kind of a way. Guys, I cannot wait to explore this deck with you and to see what else comes in on the river, because it feels like this is a major expansion coming in for those of us that are sensing other realities and sensing other truths coming in that are meant for us going into the future. Okay? I hope this made sense. It must make sense to somebody, because they're saying yes. So, guys, can't wait to explore this deck with you. The river, be a light in the darkness. Major epiphany.